Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome back to those that are joining me here again. I know it has been a minute since I have recorded last, and this is this is the best that I could do right now. Today is Wednesday, July 31st, and my name is Olympia. For those of you that are joining me here for the very first time. I go by Oli, and you can find me in Instagram as mommy dot loves dot to knit, which I will put here in the bottom, and I will also put the the information for my page where I do share some of my handbags that I've made and I sell on Instagram. As you guys can see, we are outside today. I have been having a hard time finding the time and place to record. Life has just been hectic, to be honest. I will get into more details a little bit later because I know not everybody likes to hear about that. But just briefly, I am a mom of two kiddos. I have a daughter who's 9 and a son who's 6. And I homeschool them, so I've been trying to keep them busy right now during the summer. And I also work full time from work. Full time from work. It's too early, guys. Did I mention it's 8:20, 8:20 in the morning. I'm usually up a little bit earlier, but it's been hectic. Like I said, I went to sleep kind of late yesterday. Um, so I said, you know what, I need to record, and this is like the only little slot that I have. As you guys can see, I am not wearing anything knitted because I am in my workout clothes. Um, Usually in the mornings, it's when I have to get my workout done, when I want to get my workout in. And today I work a little bit later. I usually start work at 8 in the morning, but today I start work at 11, which means I will work until uh, later today. So I said, you know what? I need to sit down, try to record, and edit and post this video as soon as possible. So hopefully, this setup is not as bad. I realized that I'm in the shadow. There's no sun hitting me unless I, sit back where it hits the top of my head, but that's not the greatest. Right now, I'm out in my patio area. That's looking kind of messy. I'm here on my patio table. I have my projects sitting here in my little uh, chair, and you guys can see in the background I have above ground pool, and then the kids trampoline. So enough moving. Hopefully I didn't make you guys dizzy. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started before I continue to ramble on. Thank you guys for joining me here. And let's start. There is basically not many um, finished projects for this episode. I only have one finished project, which technically was um, a half finished project because I only needed to do the second sock. But let me place them here on my blockers that I got from Knit Picks a long time ago. Sorry for the noise. And of course, since I did this on a whim, I don't have any of my notes to reference, so my apologies if I can't remember the names, but I will put everything here on the screen that I'm showing you, and I will put it in the description box below. And yeah, here we go. I finally have my pair of socks done for the Romantical Socks by Megan Schultz, I believe is the last name. But I will place the information here. Let me move my pre-workout. It has these little lacy heart motifs that you can see here. Super cute. That's my one and only finished project. What's been going on this past couple months besides besides live stuff? Excuse me. Is I haven't been having such a great uh, season, I guess. Not the best season in life, which we know we all have those seasons, and we have seasons where we don't really feel like knitting much. Well, that hasn't necessarily been my case because I tend to knit a little bit more when a lot of stuff is going on. It helps me kind of, get centered, relax. But unfortunately, um, I'm seeing it affect my knitting, and I will tell you why. Because I have finished several projects. Well, I have finished one project in specific that I've had to basically rip out. So I decided to focus my attention on this specific project because I really wanted to get the finished product. And that's exactly what I did. I dedicated my time to knitting it, and I've been doing a lot of ripping back and starting over, which you will be seeing here shortly. As I mentioned in my previous podcast, is that I live near like an airstrip, airport, I don't know what you want to call it. Um, and there's a lot of small planes that do some flying around here, and you can hear them in the background. So my apologies. Besides, the sounds of nature as well, I find it very relaxing. I personally enjoy it, but I know not everybody does. And I'm going to be working on my shawl, my crochet shawl, while I talk to you guys and show you guys some of these projects. So hopefully you guys don't mind me. Let me just set up some of my yarn here because I don't want to be doing too much crinkling, as I do have some yarns in Ziploc bags because I have uh, 3 cats. And one of them specifically likes to mess with my yarn. She will come and bring me presents. I think I've showed you guys before. Her name is Zoe. She'll bring me socks. She'll bring me yarn. The most recent thing that she did was the other day she brought some dirty socks. I think they were my husband's socks, and she placed them like right on the area where I sleep, so that I can see them as soon as I come off from the bed in the mornings. And she also got a hold of my yarn for a sweater pattern, the weekender pattern that I've been wanting to do, that I actually had that yarn set aside to do for the all year knit along that Rose Opal knits podcast is still running, the year long knit along. and I still haven't cast on my project. So she was giving me a reminder that I still have that project to cast on. Okay, so let's do this really quick because I can already see there's a lot of interruptions happening. Okay. This is the first project that I'm going to be showing you guys, which I have here in this little bag, one of my bags from my shop. This is one of my first bags I made. Goodness, I found one of my sock needles here. Oh, I was looking for that. Anyways, let me show you guys this top. This is the Nini top. Let me pull this before it comes undone because I have not bound off or secured this, and I will share with you guys why. I haven't woven any ends, so this is the Nini top by Camille Rojas or Camille Knits, and this is what it looks like. So when you guys saw it last, this is knit bottom up. When you guys saw it last, I literally was right here. I had this much of the brown done because this is the part that I'm working on right now. This is a pattern that it is both knit and crochet. So you knit the whole body, you crochet sleeves, and you crochet the bottom. So the bottom is supposed to have, it could either have just like that, plain, you know, it could even be just in the same color, or you can do it in the contrast color like I did right here. The plan was to do it in the contrast color, and it's supposed to have a similar type of ruffle here, like in the sleeves on the bottom. First of all, let me back up a little bit. Right here where you see this marker, like before I started working on the front and the back side. Okay, so what happened is I knit this top, and Max, sorry guys, my dog Maggie is chomping on my sunflowers. She's crazy. Anywho, back to this. This is why it looks kind of funky right here, because I finished this whole top. I did the sleeves, I finished it. The only thing I needed to do was the contrasting color on the bottom. I tried it on and it was way, way too big. I don't know why I didn't try it on when I finished one of the sleeves. It seems like I tried it on when I finished the body, but I didn't check the back. So I didn't like turn to check the back. And let me fix the camera here because the sun's starting up. Okay, so I had to move the setup a little bit because, as you guys can see, the sun is starting to kind of shift. So we don't want to have, you know, half of my face, part of my face in the sun. So yeah, I ripped this out because it was too big. When I put it on, the weight of the yarn, because this is all bamboo yarn, since bamboo yarn has such a nice drape, and it is a little bit heavier, what was happening, the weight of the sleeves was pulling the top. But not only that, the top portion of this top was way too big, had too many stitches. So I had bunching in the back, and that was contributing a lot to having my neckline be more wide, um, hence giving the sleeves a little bit more freedom to pull down my shoulders. So I had to rip this. I had to rip this down, like half half of this, the body I had to be ripped back, and I had to kind of like aggressively decrease within a span of like an inch, inch and a half, which I don't really mind so much because it's a darker yarn. Right now you can kind of distinguish because the yarn was already all crinkly, but I know that once I wash it, it's going to even out, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, we finished the sleeves. Beautiful. I'll try to see if I can share some pictures of what it looked like when I finish one of the sleeves. Um, if I get a chance to do finish object photos, I'll put them in, but that's probably not going to happen. Let's be honest. And yeah, so I finished this, moved on to the bottom, was going to continue with the bottom. I'm in the portion where I'm about to start to do like a ruffle, um, I guess the increases I need to start doing the ruffle. And I realized this is how much yarn I have of the contrast color. Now that's not going to work. I'm using the leftovers from each sleeve because once I ripped them out and did them again, I had quite a bit left over from each sleeve, and that's what I've been using. My problem is that this is from one sleeve and I cannot find the other leftover yarn from my other sleeve. So, yeah, not sure what to do. What happened was I hung out with my friend Rosie, and she recently lost one of her skeins of yarn, and I think I caught whatever she had. And now I can't find this yarn. So, this is my dilemma. I finish it and just leave it like that. Just the plain contrast band on it. Doesn't look bad. You know, it kind of helps it go together. I'm holding it backside. Kind of helps it, you know, go together better. Or the second option is this is how much I have of this brown, but I have a complete full skein of this brown. So I can definitely do the ruffle in the brown. I can leave the contrast band on the bottom and then just go ahead and attach the brown again to do the ruffle, or leave it as is and finish it and be done with. And that's where I'm stuck. This is basically finished. I could be done with this, guys. This could be my finished object. But I'm undecided. I'm undecided because on one hand, I could use these leftovers because I don't want to be left with all these scraps of yarn without having to break into my new ball of yarn and just do a simple repeat of increases to do like a smaller ruffle or wherever this gets me to, or just leave it like that. So that's where I'm at. So I was like so excited to get this project done. I can't wait to wear it. I have, you know, a top done that I can use for the summer with summer yarns, which was my goal. And I'm right there and I can't make up my mind. How frustrating is that? So yeah, that's where I'm at with this top. Gonna go ahead and just put it back on here. I guess I can attempt. This is what I think I'm gonna do since I'm undecided. I'm gonna attach the brown yarn to start working on the increases to um, to do the ruffle and see how it's looking and see if I like it. Maggie, come. Do you want to tell the people that you're misbehaving? Leave her alone. Come here. She does not want to play with you. She wants to play with my cats. And yeah, where was I? Yes, so I can try doing that to see how it looks and see if I like it. And if I like it, keep going. And if I don't, then I can easily rip back because it's crochet. I feel like it's easier to rip back and do. I don't know. I feel like it works up faster. Is it just me? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that because I need to get things off my needles, especially when you like watch um, other podcasts um, and they keep popping knit alongs back and forth and you're like, no, I'm not gonna do any knit alongs anymore and I'm just gonna focus and do what I need to do and what I want to knit. But then they keep coming out with these knit alongs um, of things that are on your to-do list. And you're like, what am I waiting for? Just just do it. And that's rose opal knits for me. The summer knits that I'm showing you is thanks to them. Hi ladies. Um and they have another knit along starting here soon and I'm like, I need to finish some of these projects because I've had this yarn for their for a cardigan that I've been wanting to do, and they're getting ready to start a cardigan knit along here shortly. So check them out, give them a follow. They have a group on Discord. That's where they run their knit alongs, and yeah, let me show you here my second work in progress. This project here, I was a little bit scared that I was going to have the same issue as the previous top because similar bamboo like yarn, but this one's like half bamboo and half cotton, so it's not that bad. But this is my Humle top, and I will put the designer's name here because I I don't think I can pronounce it. I don't recall her name right now, but I will put her information here below. And this is what it is looking like. I have the top part done. I am working on the body. Right now I am doing the decreases uh, to have a tapered body. And I just recently honestly picked this up because it's beautiful. I want to get it done, but I've been focusing so much on the other top and having to rip it back and do the half top again that I've neglected a lot of my other projects. But either way, I've gotten quite a bit done because when I showed you guys this, it was right here where this marker is. So I had just started the lacy, I was like halfway through the lacy motifs for the yoke. So that's quite a bit of progress. I can't beat myself up too much for it. And And yeah, this is where it's looking, what it's looking like. I think I've used, I still have this much left over from my, oh, Zoe, my cat's right behind my phone, from my second ball. Thankfully, thankfully my friend Rosie this yarn, had this yarn in her stash because I was working on this top after my surgery that I'll talk about a little bit later. I know I had mentioned that I was going to go in for like a sinus uh, surgery, surgery on my nose, and I ended up having like 3 different things fixed. And during recovery time, I just did not feel like going to Hobby Lobby because I bought this yarn at Hobby Lobby, and she was so kind enough to bring me 3 skeins of this yarn from her personal stash. And you know what? And the amazing thing is that it was the exact same dye lot. All the skeins that she brought me are the same dye lot, which is amazing. So that's where I'm at on that one. I had initially decided to do the medium tapering, but recently I decided that I'm just gonna go ahead and do um, the most tapered option on it, which was the third option. I did not do a raised back, so mine's a little bit more open. And yeah, this is the top that I was doing with my friend Rosie, which I showed her on my Spanish podcast. She recorded with me. She showed off her top that she finished in this beautiful red color. And yeah, I had someone, such a lovely lady, comment in English that that she didn't understand anything we were talking about, but she loved seeing our projects, and that just kind of put me more into gear of like, okay, I need to record the English podcast, and that was so sweet of her to take the time to post a comment on there and also comment on my Instagram. So hey, if you're there, if you're watching me, thank you for reminding me that I need to record. And yeah, here I am. I hope you guys are enjoying your day, whatever it is that you're doing, while you listen or you watch. And let me show you guys the rest of my projects. Let's focus on my summer tops. Okay, let's take out this baby. This one I have it in my lemon print bag, and this is my project. You guys get the point. Do you guys remember the top I was talking to you guys about that I did not know what to do about it? That seemed to be way too big because I had casted it on like 2-3 years ago. This is it. It's frogged. It's done. I was gonna move on to something else, but I just love the the top, the way it looks, the pattern that I want to make it. And also thanks to my friend Rosie that also agrees that the top is really nice. And this is the Riviette top. I will put the designer's name here. I think I know who it is, but um, I want to make sure. Yes, I ended up ripping this whole thing out. There was no saving it. There was no going around that. It was not going to turn out good. So I ripped everything. The uh, the half of the top that I had completely done, and the part that I had already started. And what I ended up doing is I ended up casting on right away, and I just ended up getting size 7 needles because that seemed like what I wanted to use. And like I was saying, I did some calculations based on the the gauge that I was getting and the needles that I picked to use. And I am currently knitting the smallest size, which is all tangled here in my cable with all these pieces of yarn. Okay, so just so that you guys can kind of see, I'm not going to stretch it out too much. Now it's more of a better fit for me. You can kind of see, kind of hard to see, but I'll hold it up here even though it's not the same. Yeah, I just did the ribbing and I literally had just started like the very first cable repeat. Not very much. Haven't touched this because my motivation was just kind of like shot after I had to um, rip this out. Sometimes it's not that easy ripping things out. And it can take a little bit more of motivation for me, at least, to pick that project back up. But hopefully, as I'm finishing these summer garments, I can focus on this because we are starting to get ready to change season here soon, and I don't have any of my summer garments done. I mean, this project has been on my needles. Well, this one has been on my needles for like a month, maybe, or less. But I've been trying to do this top for more than 2 years. So it's about time I get it done. How do you guys do it? Like for example, I I know I want some more summer garments with summer yarns, but do you guys knit during fall with summer yarns so that you can have your summer garments ready to wear for summer so you're not in my situation where you're trying to get these projects done before the summer season is over and hope to be able to wear them? Like, what's what do you do? What's your technique? So yeah, this is where I am at with the Riviette. I took advantage and joined the challenge that Texas Peach podcast is doing. Her is it her stash challenge? Um, Anyways, she has this like really nice coloring page that she can email you and you can color. And depending on the type of activity that you do, if you cast on a new project, if you get rid of stash, if you get rid of an old project or finished garment, if you frog a project, you get to color like certain amount of gains in the coloring page. And I have ripped 3 projects so far. This one, the brown top, and I'm currently like more than halfway done ripping out a pink cardigan that I finished a couple years ago and that I have not worn because the fit is not good. And it's the second, of course, a beetle wants to show up. And it's the second time I make this cardigan, and I'm not about to rip it out for the third time and try to make it again. For whatever reason, the patterns from this specific designer don't turn out well for me. It's not the first pattern that this has happened to me with. So yeah, that's one of the FOs, finished projects, that I took out from my garment collection that I had stored, and I am ripping it out, and I'm going to use that yarn for something else, or possibly get rid of it because it's been ripped out a couple times. So after a while it starts looking a little worn. So we will see. I may use that yarn for the knit along that Rose Opal will be doing, or I might just stick to the yarn and cardigan that I've had on my to-do list for many years. Yeah, let's move on to the next whip here. I'm going to show you guys my other tops, and then I'll show you guys some of my socks. Now that I am looking at my socks here, I realize I don't have one of my sock bags here. Okay, let's move on to this project. This one is my Dragon Scales sweater by Pope Vergara. And again, not much progress here. This is one of those projects that I want to be working on, but I've been forcing myself to work on my summer garments because I kind of need summer garments right now. But this is what it is looking like. Let's see if you could see. Last time I showed it to you guys, I literally had just finished that second I-cord. Right now I have started the repeats here to start doing the scales, these scales again, but I have not started putting the beads yet. I think on this next row I will start putting the beads. I know that I told you guys I was going to be trying a different technique to put on the beads, and I have it prepared, ready to go. I am just waiting to see when it tells me to start putting the beads, and this is what it looks like. I have all my beads here in the yarn, just hanging out, waiting to be put on there. So I got maybe like I don't even think it's a full inch, almost an inch done since I last saw you guys. And every time I take this out, it's like, oh, I want to work on it. I want to work on it so bad. But yeah, trying to focus. That's where I'm at with this one. The next one here, I have worked on this one just a couple little rows. Hasn't been, again, much since I last podcasted because I had just finished my hand spun yarn and I needed to finish spinning it. I finished spinning it in my Turkish spindle and plied it together, and this is what I have here. I thought I didn't have any more of this fiber, and I come to find out as I am taking part in the Texas Peach challenge. As I was cleaning out my stash and reorganizing, I found a pretty big chunk of this fiber left. So, good thing is I have more if I need some more for the color work. Um, but I'm thinking this should be enough for it. Um, yeah, so I had basically just attached it since the last time I saw you guys, but lately I've been trying to add a row here and there. Not a lot. Let's see. Let me see how I can show this the best. This is what it's looking like. It's going to be too blown out. Okay, this is what it's looking like. Okay, the sun's starting to. So, what, according to the diagram, the color work diagram, I'm already doing the top part of the big flower. And I almost have like a full petal done from the flower from the top. And this is where I was. So I've gotten at least an inch done since I last showed you guys this top. My friend Rosie's also doing the same project. This one is the Alpine Bloom. Oh, no, thank you. This one's the Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. Is it by Caitlin Hunter? Yeah, Caitlin Hunter. And yeah, this is what it looks like. Her colors are super nice. She's using all these solid colors. I'll see if I can share a photo here. And she's a monogamous knitter, so she's like knitting super quick through these projects. I think this is the only project that that she had on the needles as of right now. That's why she finished the other top first as well. But hers is turning out beautiful. And this is what mine looks like. And the sun is going to look super, super nice. Kind of hard to like get a clear picture, but man, this hand spun yarn, it looks nice. Not because I spun it, but I'm proud of this project. Even though it's going a little bit slow, once I sit down to do like a row or two, it's so addicting. Color work is so addicting. I forget how much I love doing color work. I haven't had a chance to get much knitting done, I feel like. So when I can squeeze in knitting, like for example, if I'm doing cardio in the gym, I'll work on the socks. Or if I'm on one of their lessons, then, I'll work on something simple because I also want to try to, be present. And yeah, so sometimes towards the end of the night after I send them to bed, I'm like, okay, I need to catch up on, doing some chores like washing dishes, loading the laundry, or, things like that, or brooming, mopping, now that I'm not going to have little people running around like crazy, um, getting the floors all all dirty as I'm trying to clean it. Right? It allows the floors time to dry and whatnot. And then I finally like sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch an episode of something, right? Um, and then that one episode turns into two episodes and sometimes even three episodes. And I'm just like, okay, let me just finish this row or let me just do one more row. And as we know, sometimes that one more row takes 30 minutes or, whatnot. And yeah, I've been going to bed late. It's just I miss um I miss knitting sometimes. And I realize it once I sit down and I'm knitting, I'm like, oh my I miss doing color work, or I forgot how enjoyable it is to work on this project. Am I the only one that happens to? Now, granted, saying I'm not saying I don't enjoy being with my kids, even though they can be overwhelming sometimes. This is not, I'm not trying to complain. Hopefully I don't sound like I'm complaining, but um, it's in those moments that I realize that I miss working on certain projects. And, and yeah, let me show you guys my final projects, which are all socks. One of them I did not bring. I'll see if I can put a photo. This one, these two that I'm about to show you guys are all with scraps. So I don't have the tag of the yarn anymore. I don't even recall what yarn this is. Oh, this one has a tag here. This one's Lorna's Laces yarn, and it's the shepherd sock base. 80% merino wool, 20% nylon, and wow, guys, this is from February 2013. These scraps. Oh, and the colorway name. Oh, how cute. The colorway name is As Long as You Love Me. And it's a February 2013 colorway. Super cute. This is what it looks like. Ooh, super blown out. Like reds and purples and blues and violets and pinks. And these are going to be more of like shorty socks. This pattern that I'm doing here is by Twin Stitches Design. I will put the pattern name here. I put a little bit of contrasting blue color on the cuff, and this pattern has like pretty little simple cabling, which you probably can't appreciate as much with this yarn, and has some like pearl bumps along the way, and I'm doing the option that has just straight stockinette stitch on the back. And this one is basically ready for the heel. That's where I'm at with this one. And I have it on my fun, colorful baggie here. And this other one, this one for sure I don't have the tag for. This is some scraps. This is what it looks like. Super fun. And this one I'm doing it two at a time socks. Put some contrasting yellow on the cuff. And this is the Austin sock by the Crazy Sock Lady, which has again some little like pearl stitches in certain areas that you can probably not really tell as much. We'll see like right here, right here. I don't know. I just, even though you can't appreciate the pattern as much, I just wanted to do something other than vanilla socks. So yeah, these are also going to be shorties. I'm ready to do the heels on them because I'm doing them with leftover yarn and I don't have that much. So I'm just gonna knit with it until I run out of yarn, and if I have silly looking socks, I am okay with it because I'm trying to get rid of my scraps. And I have this one in my little black and white daisy bag. The last sock, I'll try to put a picture here, but it is the Wyatt sock by also the Crazy Sock Lady. Now, I believe the Wyatt sock and the Austin sock are both free patterns. of the Crazy Sock Lady. I gotta get my pre-workout in because I gotta work out right after this. So yeah, check them out if you want to do a sock that's not vanilla, but you don't really like want to invest in getting a pattern, or you want something maybe simple. Um, check those out and see if you like them. Uh, yeah, that's the last pair of socks that I'm doing is the Wyatt sock, which is the one that has the little twisty design. And those I am doing specifically for my mom because if you guys recall, my mom really liked my previous Wyatt socks. And her birthday's coming up soon here in September. And I said, hey, let me start some socks for her. So I am currently working on the heel. I just did the heel flap. I need to do the gusset. And I realized that I lost my double pointed needles that I like to use for working the heels. I cannot find them at all. My Chalgu double pointed needles. So I need to see if they have some of that size needles here locally in Hobby Lobby because I don't have any local yarn stores here other than the commercial Joann's, Hobby Lobby. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and order them on Amazon. I think that's where I ordered them last time. Yeah, and then I'll probably see if there's anything else I need to order while I'm on there. Anywho, this last project here is a new cast on. I know, I know, I know. Don't judge me. And this is a sweater that I am currently testing for a designer that I've tested before. I've tested a couple of her patterns. This is the Vine Pullover. Now, this design is already published. This is by Melanie Roundtree. And it's the Vine Pullover. But she is doing like major, or she's doing updates to this pattern because I believe this was like one of her very first patterns that she ever published. So, since then she's learned a lot more. Her style of writing patterns has changed. The way she explains things has changed in her patterns. So she's trying to update all of that and make sure that is clear enough for people to be able to do it. And she's also expanding the ranges of sizes. I think this sweater is going up to size or for like 16-year-olds. I think somebody in our group is testing for a 16-year-old. And I am currently knitting and testing the 6-year-old size for my son. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to start like a Christmas sweater, winter sweater. And I really, really, really wanted to do the sweater in this beautiful like forest green that I had found with this Wool Ease yarn because I wanted to be um, to provide some warmth for him, but my husband doesn't tolerate wool very good, and my kids have never had anything that's been like full 100% wool. So this is my way of like easing them into the transition. So I had some Wool Ease yarn in red, but I was already sick and tired of doing red sweaters. I just finished not too long ago a sweater for my husband with that yarn. So I wanted to do a different color. And I've been wanting to do a green sweater. So I was super excited, ready to go with this green color. And my husband was like, no, I think he should go with gray because gray is more like, um, it's more better for him. It'll go with more clothes. It's more of like a neutral color. And I was like, ah. So, I mean, I could have just gone with the green, but I was like, okay, okay. He usually doesn't comment on my knitting or care about, he'll listen. He'll listen to me and be like, oh yeah, that looks good. But um, yeah, it was nice that he was like, oh yeah, the gray will look much better. But within me, I was like, why? And yeah, I am participating in another knit along um, by none other than Rose Opal Knits, and they're doing Christmas in July knit along. And I was like, oh hey hey hey, I'm starting a Christmas sweater, even though it's not Christmassy colors, for my son. And this is what it looks like. I still haven't separated for the sleeves. Still haven't finished with my increases, but this is like a plain raglan sweater, and it has this beautiful cabling detail that goes down the sleeves, both sleeves. Yeah, that's what it looks like. This is where I'm at, and I'm knitting this on my beautiful needles from Knit Picks. I'm really enjoying using these rainbowy color wood needles from Knit Picks. I really have been enjoying working with wood needles. I really have been enjoying working with wood needles or bamboo needles. Um, Too bad they kind of break easy. I got to be extra careful, but I've really been enjoying using these. Even though they're from Knit Picks, I still have my Knit Picks um, needles that I bought when I started knitting, and recently I got these to replace some that had broken in my set because I had gotten the acrylic set, and yeah, I really like those needles. And the last thing that I have here is what I have been working on here, the times that I was chatting with you guys. And this is my scrappy granny shawl, closed granny shawl that I am working on for my daughter. Since you guys last saw this, I've probably done maybe 3 rows, possibly. Let me see here. No, one. Yeah, I am about to finish here soon, the 4th row. So I'm working on the 4th row right now. And this is just a pattern that I found on YouTube by Robin, um, Hooked, maybe. I'll put the tutorial down here, but this is what it's looking like. This is going to be for my daughter mainly, but I will probably borrow it. Not gonna lie, I love these colors. So last time that you guys saw it, it was right here. So I finished adding the green. I was working on this green purpley. Finished working on that. I added blue, and then I added this white with sparkle variegated yarn I had, and then right now I'm adding another row of white, but a different um, a different variegated yarn with it. And I'm just basically using scraps, either DK scraps or sock yarn scraps that I'm holding double to make it like a DK weight. And yeah, I'm loving it. I need to see how it fits on her because it looks pretty big. I want it to be kind of like a shawl slash blanket. Is it a blanket? What do you guys call it? I know I've heard someone mention it. But anyways, I want it to be like super cozy for her. So this is how it is on me right now. So we got quite a bit to go, especially if I want to use it, right? Yeah, we've got quite a bit to go. But who knows? Maybe we'll just leave it just for her. So she could have her very own little shawl. I love it. I love it. I haven't been working on it as much, but I have it next to my desk. So if I'm on a meeting or something, I've been trying to either push myself to pick it up or to pick up one of my other projects that that I have, or the pile uh, of socks that I need to weave in ends on, or a project that I need to frog, and that's what I've been doing. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for my projects. Um, let's see here. As far as what's coming up, I do plan to join the knit along for the cardigan here soon that Rose Opal Knits is doing. I am undecided if I want to do uh, my options that I have is one is the Mama cardigan by Pippin Pin. I've had that pattern for years. I've had that yarn now for about at least 2 years. Um, and I just haven't casted it on. Now, I was a little bit hesitant on the yarn because um, I got the yarn at Hobby Lobby in one of their sales, and they when they had their pretty nice sales and getting rid of a lot of stuff. I don't think they've been doing that anymore. Anyways, and I saw this one yarn that was like gray with lime green in it, variegated color. I'll see if I can post a picture of it here. I'll post a picture of the pattern and of the yarn that I have. And my mom was like with me and she was excited. And I'm like, look, this is the pattern that I want to do. I'm trying to find yarn for it. And I looked at that yarn and she was like, oh, that yarn's really nice. I think that yarn would be really good for that pattern. And I was like, really? You think so? I like the yarn. Mm, okay. And I got it, right? And then once I got home, I was kind of like, man, maybe I shouldn't have gotten this yarn for this pattern. Maybe I should have gone with like a more neutral color, light brown or beige or something like that. Buyer's remorse right away. And yeah, and I never got any more yarn for it. And I just said, what the heck? I'm gonna swatch and see how it looks. So I did a tiny little swatch. I'll see if I can post a picture here of what it looks like. And I'm kind of like, okay, it looks nice, but I feel kind of like the stitch kind of gets lost a little bit. But then I started seeing all these different projects that people have made of that pattern. And some people choose yarn that you can really see the stitch, and other people use yarns like the one I have, and you can still see the stitch. It's just not as prominent or in your face. So I feel like it still looks good either way. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I've been wanting to do that pattern. It's beautiful. I need a fingering weight cardigan. I don't have a fingering weight cardigan, but then at the same time, I'm like, oh, fingering weight. Do I want to do fingering weight right now? And then the second option is that cardigan that I'm ripping out, which is in a wool ease yarn, which is a worsted weight yarn in this light pink color. And for that one, I was thinking of doing the Simple Hug cardigan by why did I just lose their name right now? The sisters that designed, they're sisters that designed together. Cozy Up Knits? Yeah, Cozy Up Knits. I've had this cardigan pattern for such a long time as well. And I'm thinking, hey, I wanted to do a cardigan with this yarn. The cardigan pattern that I tried doing twice did not work out for me. Maybe I just need to pick a different pattern and still do a cardigan. And that is my second option. And I was thinking of holding it with some sequin thread that I have so that it could be like a pink, sparkly, sequiny cardigan. And then I'm assuming, I know it's going to be faster knit because it's worsted weight. So that's where I'm at. Do I knit one? Do I knit the other? Do I knit both? What shall I do? What will I do? What do you think? What is your thoughts on it? Anyways, those are some of my plans for future knits. I have a lot more future knits that I want to do, but that's a whole nother subject. I have a lot of yarn already set aside, hey Mags, for several projects that I just have not casted on. For example, I have yarn to do the olive and bean sweater for both of my kiddos and for myself so that we can just all be matching because why not? And they've kind of hinted like, hey, you still gonna make my sweater? And I have it there in the living room. And I have two sweater quantities for two sweaters for myself as well. Maggie, come, leave her alone. You be nice. Come here. So, what I'm trying to say is, I have a lot of yarn already set aside for projects. I just need to get to it, basically. Maybe I should do it along, like just cast on all your projects or a certain amount of projects. Um, Patterns, if you already have the yarn set aside for it, just cast it on. But I feel like I wouldn't be great at knit-alongs. So that's why I haven't done any knit-alongs. Do you guys have any yarn set aside for projects that's just been sitting there and you just never cast on? Because yeah, I do quite a bit of sweaters worth, which is such a blessing. But I just need to get it done. Anywho, I've just been rambling on. My apologies. And thank you so much for joining me if you have stuck around this far. I hope to see you here next time. Hopefully, it doesn't take me that long to record again. And I will move on to a little bit of life update here. If you want to just stick around to hear, not sharing too much, but since I had shared I was going to have surgery, just wanted to give you guys an update on that. And yeah, thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share. All those things help out, as you guys know. And whatever it is that you do, try to do something for yourself. Try to take a moment to enjoy the moment, enjoy your craft. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining. All right, guys. So just quick life update. Like I've said, life has been a little busy. Stay-at-home mom, work from home, getting ready to start homeschool here soon in this coming month. So had a lot of organizing, getting rid of materials, decluttering, making a plan for the next school year, picking new curriculum if you need to make changes. A lot of preparation and work that goes behind that. And yeah, it's been busy. But besides that, like I said, I had surgery in June for my sinuses. Everything went well. Recovery has been going beautifully, better than I expected. I heard pretty bad stories, pretty bad experiences, but luckily, um, my recovery has been really good, thank God. Um, and it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, per what my doctor told me. Last time I saw her was a couple of weeks ago. So I think I am on, I think I just hit the 4 week mark. So I'm there little by little. Pain is going away. I was able to breathe like 1,000% better from the get-go, right out of surgery, which was funny. Hey, Mags, which was funny because the nurse was like, hey, you're going to have a hard time breathing. You're going to be very congested. And right off the bat, I was like, this is so much better. Maggie, come here. That's enough. Leave her alone. Um, yeah. So that's been wonderful. But I did have a lot of like sensitivity because it's your face. It's a little bit more delicate when you're dealing with your face. So I still have some leftover like pain when I touch my nose. Uh, can't really like move my nose like we're typically used to when our nose itches, that we rub it or whatever, because this whole area is sensitive. The cartilage of my nose is sensitive. Um, and yeah, but healing is looking really good. Everything is going good as far as that end. Um, Other than that, there has been some like life things going on. You guys know sometimes we go through seasons where life just throws things our way. And not gonna lie, it's been a little bit rough there for a minute, but thank God things seem to be looking um, better. And I'm trying to be gentle with myself. I'm trying to remind myself to take it one day at a time, to remember that I can't control everything. So just do whatever I can, right, at the moment, um, and just take it one moment at a time, one day at a time, and things will work out. And yeah, so it's been rough finding some time. Kids are trying to enjoy the summer. We're also trying to enjoy and have family time, do more things um, outdoors with them. We recently spent some time with family and went to the river here, not too far from home. And the kids really enjoyed themselves. I really enjoyed myself, and was able to get some knitting done at the same time. And it just makes me realize, like, you know what? You got to enjoy life. You got to enjoy those moments because, um, you never really know. You never really know. And life is precious. Family is precious. And yeah, it's been a season of reflecting and and also realizing who's really there, in life for you. And I've been trying to be more conscious of the way of I feel, of setting um, time aside for myself, because I realize a lot of the times we're just constantly go, go, go. We as mothers, you know, focus on everybody else, making sure everybody else is good, and um, and we tend to kind of put ourselves last, right? Or don't give ourselves that same time, that same self love that we give others, right? And it's something that I've been trying to purposefully do, um, to to be more out there, to go out and enjoy life more, to spend time with friends, uh, to just try to enjoy not only my family, not only my kiddos, but also give myself the time and permission, right? um, to relax and do nothing if I don't want to, or to go out to the movies, even if it's on my own, or with a friend, or to do something for yourself. Why? Because it's not just that the people around you matter, that your family matter, but you also matter. And that's how we can give them the best that we can provide, right? By caring for ourselves, and and making sure we're okay, right? We're refueled, replenished. Yeah. So it's been it's been a busy season, but a season where there's been a lot of reflecting going on, and yeah, that's why it's taken me a minute here to record. But I am glad to be here and share my projects, uh, share what's going on, let you guys know, hey, you know what? I'm good. Surgery went well. I'm recovering. Um, we're still chugging along, right? And that is it for today. I hope that you guys have a blessed August. I will make an effort not to leave the podcast too much towards the end and possibly see if I can just record podcasts where we just chat. Um, Possibly I'll share a poll on Instagram or put a box for you guys to ask questions if you want to ask questions and do one of those Q&A videos. I don't know, we'll see because I really seem to enjoy to just sit here and talk. As you guys can tell, I like to talk. Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to me ramble along, listening to my life odysseys, my knitting stories, and taking this time from your day to join me here. And I hope to see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of the summer or enjoy the rest of the fall or whatever season it is that you are physically, wherever it is that you are, or the season that you're experiencing in life. Um, know that it's a season. It is a season, it's not a forever thing, and just try to take it one day at a time if you need to. Make the best of it. And if the best of it is taking time for yourself, then do what's going to bring happiness to you, what's going to allow you to keep going and enjoy life to the fullest. I hope to see you guys here next time. Take care. Bye bye.